Hi everyone, I'm Stephen and welcome to Audio Nautica. I had a bit of a scare recently with a piece of gear dying on me because of a leaking battery. So that kind of got me thinking, what other bits of gear are there around here that could have kind of old batteries in them that might need replacing? And so this is one of them, my Tektronix 2247A oscilloscope, this wonderful analog 100 meg oscilloscope from about, I think these things came out in about 1989. So I've actually already had one go at this. I watched a couple of other videos and someone suggested, which I thought was a pretty good idea, and so I've done that. And that was basically to mount an external battery like this. And the beauty of that is it means that one never has to worry about a leaking battery again, because it's external, 3-volt lithium, and just change them as needed. And if it does leak, which it shouldn't, if it does leak, it's out here and it won't damage the scope. Now, there's a couple of problems with this. One, it doesn't actually work, and I think I know why. So here is the original battery, and the date code on it, there it is there, 9044, so 44th week of 1990. It hasn't leaked, which is great. It measures 3.3 volts coming out of it, so this battery has done really, really well given its age, but it's certainly time to replace it. So I have actually got a replacement. It's actually exactly the same part, Panasonic. So I'm going to put this in. The reason I think this did not work, and I'll be able to verify it, but you can see that the positive end has got this double pin here, and on the PCB that's two separate holes. Now I suspect that it probably relies on this connecting to here for it to actually work. So I just soldered the positive terminal to one of the pads, and it doesn't retain its memory. But I also just decided I don't like the look of this arrangement. I would have taped this here so it wasn't hanging around, but I just don't like it. I reflected and I thought that, let's be realistic here. This scope was built in probably 1991. It is a lovely scope, but it's lasted 31 years, and with its original battery, I don't think I'm going to have this thing for another 31 years. So basically, if I put in a brand new battery as is intended, I think that will be an acceptable solution. So that's what we're going to do right now. So to access the inside of the scope, firstly this rear panel needs to come off via these 4 screws. And then there's one more screw, which is this one here on the side. So that needs to come out. Okay, so that's all of the case screws now. So this one just pops off like this. And obviously I just need to feed that through there. And just push, and then this will just slide like so. Okay, so there are quite a few static sensitive components inside this scope, so I am just wearing a wrist strap. Obviously it's on my static mat. So, and I removed the batteries from here. So I'm just going to take away this arrangement. Okay, so that's gone. Good idea in theory, but I just decided that I don't like it. I'll just take away these clips. I put these in just to hold that wire in. Okay. So now I'm just going to have to clean out these holes. One hole cleaned out. And of course the second one doesn't want to clean out. However, I did learn a trick just the other day for these holes that want to be recalcitrant. Cut the braid to a point like this. So now I've got a sharp point on the braid which will actually go into the hole. So poke it into the hole like so. And theoretically, it will get it. There we go, that got it. Now, yes, see these two holes, they are not electrically connected together on the board, and I can see the trace is running away from this hole. I had the wire for the battery pack connected to this hole. So I think that that is the reason why my external battery did not work. Now, so here is my new battery, and if I just hook him up to the meter, .3 volts. So that's good. So now I'm going to have to take this board out and flip him over to access the side where the battery needs to get mounted. Okay, so I need to disengage these ribbon connectors. Now, the manual suggests using a flat blade screwdriver, but the thing with doing that is that you'll scratch up the fiberglass. So I'm just using a plastic stick, and once it's sort of started, it isn't that difficult. One does need to be careful, of course, because doing catastrophic damage to these ribbon cables would not be good. So that's that one. And then there's two here that are on top of one another that are going to have to come out as well. That's one. I may have to take the board out to get this other one out because it's kind of underneath this. Yeah, I think I'll just have to move the board a little bit. So there's these 4 screws. Not get these mixed up. That one. That one, they're the center ones. Okay, so now if I just move this one this way a bit. I'll just poke that one out of the way. It's just right on the edge of the board, so they just can't get anything under there easily. Maybe if I try this way. I'm going to do this one off camera, guys, because it's just really hard to do with the camera right in front of my face, and I need to get this right. I'll be back in a tick. Okay, we are back. So I just used the plastic stick, and I had to put the stick between the actual connector itself and the cable, and was kind of able to prise it up that way. I couldn't get any purchase on the board. There's this little connector just here, where the wire is on closest to the edge. And now, with those 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors out, I can flip this assembly over like this, rather than having to take everything out. So, battery goes here. Okay. Probably should just whack a piece of paper just under here, like so. Now I don't want this to fall out when I flip it over. Okay, I think that's enough solder on there so it won't go anywhere. Okay. Yep, I can see the legs sticking out. There we are up there. Okay, in. So now we just need to get these connectors back in place. And the trickiest one is this one, because you've kind of like got two of them on top of one another with very little space. So I think I need to have it around the other way. So I can see. That's that one. That's that one. One more to do. Can tell by feel whether they're all the way home. There we go. Okay. So now I'll just need to put these screws back in. Right. So it's back together electrically. So I should be able to test it with the covers off. Power lead. Okay, so it goes through self-cal. So if you have the unit with no battery at all, then it will do this every time you power on. So it does a self-cal. And so when you self-cal, the uncal light stays on for the time diff, but I noticed if you do this, it seems to sort itself out. And then if I just sort of auto set it, put it in a sensible mode, turn off some of these, turn that off. One millisecond, half a volt, seems kind of sensible. Okay, so now if I turn it off, probably need to wait a good 30 seconds or so, so I won't make you wait, I'll come back in a tick. Okay, moment of truth. Look at that. It has not lost its brain. So fantastic. So hopefully this will be good for another 30 years now. It is good that with this scope, if the battery does go flat at least, that you can still use it. It just needs to run its self-cal every time you power it up. I don't believe that's the case with some models, but it is with this one anyway, so that's good. So there we are. That's how to replace your battery on a 2247A before it's leaked. Don't wait for it to leak. So if you've got a scope of this vintage and you don't know whether the battery has been replaced, I'd certainly recommend that you open it up, check. As I mentioned, it probably will have a date code on the battery, and if you can see that, like this one, it's the original one, change it. And there's a good chance you'll be able to find a plug and play replacement. And I'll be putting a sticker on the back of this scope that says battery replaced in 2022. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.